is 2 inches. If you look at it, this is how it is. 2 inches. Then when you measure 2 inches, you want to measure, score at 8 inches as well. You measure 2 inches first, you score it like this. I've already scored my paper. Then, you measure 8 inches and you score down. When you're done with that, you flip your paper. You flip it the opposite direction and you do the same thing. You score 2 inches, then you score at 8 inches. You'll be left with this, and this is going to form the bottom of your paper. This will form the bottom of your paper when you score it. So you should be left with 3 inches down. When you score, remember, after scoring, you will need to fold your paper. Remember, you fold it after you score it. So you have something like this. Like this. So you open it back again. You bring your, this panel is going to form your side panel. Look at it. It's going to be your side panel. So if you have a paper that measures 4 inches by 8 inches, I'll put this one away first. You're going to score on the short side of the paper. That's the 4-inch side. Try and measure 1 inch. Measure it up. Just mark it first. Then you mark it 1 inch again. Connect it. Okay, I think there's something wrong with this. 1 inch and 1 inch mark. So you connect. Make sure you do this. You score it. When you score, you flip your paper again. On your 8 inches side of the paper, make sure you score ½ inch here, mark ½ inch here, mark ½ inch here, then you take it all the way down. Sorry, I'm guessing right now, but go ahead and mark ½ inch. As long as you have here 4 inches, then make sure you take off ½ inch here, then ½ inch here, so that in the middle you have just 3 inches left. When you have that, then you want to find the middle of this here. So I have 3 inches left. Look for 1.5 on your paper here. Then you measure all the way to, you have 6 here. So you measure all the way to 4.5. I mean, you put a mark on 4.5. When you do that, try and connect this point here. Make a straight line. I hope you're following. If I'm too fast, please let me know. ignore the second score mark. Make sure you measure here 1/2 inch and 1/2 inch and draw it down. So you should have a paper that is like this and there's a cross here. Then you have this. At this point, you want to connect this mark, this line to this one. So you just simply do this. You score it. Remember, every time you score, always remember to fold. It's important you fold. You fold, and you fold this one. You fold this one. Then fold again. Make sure you score it properly. I didn't score this one properly, so it's a bit. You want to press it down. Then you fold here as well. When you do this, you need your scissors. This panel here, you're going to remove it. This rectangle here, small section here, you're going to remove that part. So you do this first and you remove. Remember, it's just the small parts you're removing. This is what happens when you don't score properly. The paper starts cracking, and sometimes your work is not neat. So you remove this small panel. When you're done, you want to angle cut it a bit, just a small notch. See, just small. You remove, and you do the same thing here as well. You do the same thing here, just a little bit, so that it looks good when you place the side panels. This will form your side panels. So I'm going to bring in all my pieces here. I've done this one behind the camera. You have this one as well. So this will form your side panels. When I glue this, I want to put this down so it looks neat and you don't see it when the bag is formed. So I'll put this aside and come in with my glue. And just turn it. And try and do this. I'm flipping the panel, the side panels. So you want to put it up like this and make sure it glues. It's good you have peg. You should have peg. Sometimes I use peg because it helps me. When I peg this, I leave it and concentrate on the second panel. Make sure you have tissue handy, because when you have tissue, once you have glue on your fingers, you clean it up immediately. That's very important. So you have this stuck down. You bring your second paper, you put your glue, sorry, the side panel. You do the same thing. You put it. Make sure this flap is still free. Okay. Pick it up. Check it. This is why you need liquid glue, so that in case it's not aligned to this edge, you can align it before it dries. Sometimes you can use something to just press it down. It helps adhere your paper together. You can clean any excess glue So once your paper is stuck, you bring the third paper, the base paper, you glue it. You can put generous amount of glue so that it doesn't come off. Today we are just going to do the basics of the bag making, of the bag rather. Remember, you're practicing, so let's practice with a paper that will not cost you so much. After this, then we can move to other forms of paper. Okay, so you have something like this. It's coming up. Then remember to press this in and this one in. When you're done, you glue your side panels here. You should have enough flap. If you had measured ½ inch, you have enough flap to glue it to this. It's advisable you do this side first. Line it up. Then turn it. Get something. I'll just leave it like this. Oops. Put it, then you press it down so that it will gum quickly. And make sure you're checking. Can you see? Make sure you check that it's aligned properly. I'll use my tissue to clean excess glue. Do it one step at a time. It's better. So when you glue this, make sure you're gluing this side as well. You glue this. Lay it flat, then you stick it. Make sure you check. See, check that your paper is well aligned. Make sure your paper is well aligned. Press down so that all parts get glued to the body of the bag. So you want to glue the other side as well. You might go ahead and put the glue on both flaps, but you have to be careful. You see this place, I didn't press it down. I'll turn it to my side towards me. Then flip it. I'm sure you can't see now. Quickly do this now. You repeat the same process, same thing. You have to be patient. Check that your paper is glued correctly and is aligned to this side. Press it again. Clean your excess glue if you have any. Bring it to the other side. You do the same thing. Just make sure as you're gluing, you're checking. I hope I've not been too fast. If you want to do this for commercial purpose, you need to make sure you're cleaning your glue. You see, this is the one I used my I didn't score it properly, so it's cracking a bit, but this one I scored it properly and it's not cracking. The paper is not cracking, so you press in. So this is what you get. So we have our bag. In another class, I'll show you where you have a bag that goes in a bit like this. So let's start with this one first and get the basics. So it's two ways. You can either leave your bag, turn this flap like this and leave it open. You can leave it like this. You can just leave it like this if you want and turn it like a clutch bag, or we can go ahead and put handle. We're going to be doing something similar to this here, where this flap comes in here, compared to this where the flap comes in like this. And you have a Velcro. This one is different. It's like this. You close it and you have this. So we're trying to do this. So you have this. For now, we're going to try a simple handle, just something simple. I'll put this away. So you bring in your two straps. Before you stick your straps, you want to just do this. You can use anything to do it, either your pen, your ruler, so that it can, when you glue it, it will stay like this, as opposed to like this. It will be fighting to stay strong. So I'll just do this, then you stick it. So I've done this. If you want to keep this down, I advise you glue it before you put the side panel. You glue this down to this place. You can either put it here or put it here. It's all up to us, whatever we want. I'll put it inside because later we're going to be gluing other pieces to this paper. For now, this is what we are going to do. For today, rather. I'll keep this bag. We'll come back and add. You want to hold on to this. To take a while before it dries. So this is where your clip comes handy. If you have clip, you just glue it to it so that you can start concentrating on the second parts of your handle. One thing again, you need to measure. You can eyeball it, just guess, or you can measure what's the distance between here to where your strap is, and that's what you want to do when you come here. Sorry, it's almost 1.5. Sorry. When you come here, just before your 1.5 mark, you come here and you place your bag there. So you glue it. So you hold on to this. Until it adheres to the main bag. And to take a few in another class, we're going to add some things to make it look nice. Yep. Okay. All right. Thank you. Here's the bag. Finished bag.